Okay, let's teach ourselves how to make a welt pocket. Welt pocket with flap. So you're going to cut this out. Okay, this is the flap. You're going to cut 6 inches wide by 4.5 inches, long. Okay, you can attach your interfacing ST. Then you iron it, fold it like this. Okay, you fold it like this. Once you fold it into two like this, equal parts. Once it's been folded, you put it aside. Then you cut this one too out. This is the one for the welt pocket. It's 2. The wideness is 1.5 inch wide and 1.5 inch wide. Can you see it? And 6 inches, 6.5 inch long. Okay, 6.5 inch long. So this is 2. You fold this and iron it like this so that to make it relax very well. I iron that. Okay, now on our main fabric, you measure where you want your pocket to be. So I used 17 inches length. So beside that is where I drew my line. Sorry, I don't want it to stain this cloth. So the wideness of the pocket I'm using is 5 inches. Wideness is 5 inches. Okay, so I drew a straight line at the 5 inches. Then the upper part and the down part of the line, you measure 0.25 up, 0.25 down, 0.25 up and down, 0.25 up and down, like so. Once you are done, so that means you have a line up. You have 3 lines. You have a line up here, you have a line here, and you have a line here. I hope the line is visible. You can see the line. So we have the 0.25 up, 0.25 down, and we have a line at the middle. So at the edge of the line, you create like a greater than less than, so like ½ inch from the edge of the line. Then you draw this like this, like a greater than, the less than sign, like a V turning to the left. At the edge of the other side, to measure ½ inch outside, then you draw like so, the V turning to the right. Okay, that is what you do. Now the next thing is, let's iron this place. Let it relax very well. This welt, let it relax well. Iron, let it relax well. It will help your work to be neat and better. So I'll go to my machine to turn this one so that it will come out to the other side. We're going to turn this and we start our sewing. So this is the flap. Then you want to sew the flap at the edge. At the second edge with ½ inch. Once you are done with this, then you turn your flap. Then give it a nice press. Okay? So I've given it a nice press. Okay? Then you place your 2 strap, this one and the other one. We have the upper part, you place it up here. Okay, you pin it. Okay, you pin it up and down like this. This is the first one and this is the second one. You can see this is the first one. So you pin it up. You pin it up and down just like this. Okay, make sure you get the line that you use here. You should try to draw the line out here. Okay, try to draw the line out here. This line as well, try to draw it out here so that it will align. You check your measurements again. It's still 5 inches. It's still 5 inches. Okay, and then I try to get a line. So you know that this is the line we drew earlier. So don't forget that the V that we said we should draw. So you measure your ½ inch. Don't forget once again outside the ½ inch inside. So you take a V like you are drawing a greater than and less than sign. You draw that V like that, greater than and less than sign. That's a V that goes to the left and a V that goes to the right. So what you do now is for you to now sew all the way like so. You sew it like this and you sew it like this. Okay, that is what we do now. make sure you're sewing, your hand is straight in your sewing. Okay, can you see I've sewn the first line, then you move to the second line and sew. So it has been sewn like this. Can you see? The next thing is for us to open this. Don't forget that once you open, you're going to notch this area we left. So you try to open. So you try to open it up. See, I'm opening it up. Don't forget this V. When you open it up, when you get to this side, you notch it towards this area, towards the edge. Notch this towards the edge. You have to be careful, okay? When you get to that half area, you go like this towards the edge. The other side too, you go towards the edge. You have to be very careful. So, can you see this? Don't worry, this one actually sat on that line. Okay, so can you see the way it is? The next thing is for us to take our flap. So you pin this, you pin your pin it. You pin it up and you sew. If possible, you can sew on top of that particular line that you sew on earlier. Once you're done sewing it all, you have to go ahead to tuck it in. Okay, you tuck it in like this. You tuck it in because you want it to have a neat edge at the outer part. Can you see the way it's tucked in? You can confirm the way it is at the outer part and you take it to the other side. Once it's tucked in, so what you do is just to take this part and sew it down. Check if it's well okay at the outer part. If it's okay for you, just go ahead and okay, just go ahead and sew it down. You can see that notch you did earlier, so you sew it down like this on that same notch. For you to be sure of what you've done, you can check Can you see it on this side now? It's relaxed. Then you do the other side to tuck it in. Make sure you are okay with the way it is. Okay, and you turn it to the other side. Once it's turned to the other side, so the notch, you have to sew it down on that same notch we did earlier. Even though the machine is clean out, so this is it. And you can give it a press to make it relax very well. Okay, so that is it. Then if you want to create your bag, you want to put your pocket bag, you just have to go and cut your fabric, another fabric, then you sew on top of this. I'll show you that. So I've cut my pocket bag. So this is just 7 inches long and 7 inches wide, 7 by 7 inches. Okay, so what you just do is just take your jacket, you attach, it's into two like this. It's into two like this. So you take one of the edge to the upper part of your pocket like this, and you sew it at the top. Once you've done that, one is at the top like this. Then you take the other one and sew it to the down part like this. Once this one is at the top, you take the other one and sew it to the down part like this. I don't know why my thread is removing on the machine. So can you see the pocket is ready? So it's just for you to close the two edges of your pocket with half inch. And I will advise you use a softer, lighter fabric for your pocket. A lighter fabric for your pocket. And a fabric that the color goes well with what you are using. You are sewing. So our pocket is ready. You can see. Let me see. This is the inside of our jacket. This is very nice. Do well to like, subscribe, and share our channel. Thank you.